I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of it.
Hello everybody, I hope you can hear me well. Alex here again, and today I wanted to show you some simple but very helpful shots that you can use to play pool. It's going to be a really helpful technique, especially for people who want to become from beginner to intermediate level. I'm going to show you three things. First, I'm going to teach you how to do follow shot, where the cue ball follows the object ball. Secondly, I'll teach you how to do a stop shot, where you hit with the cue ball the object ball and then the cue ball stops whatever you need it to stop. And then lastly, I'll show you a draw shot, where you pull back the cue ball after you make your shot. So for the first shot, I'm going to show you how to do the follow shot. Again, where the cue ball is going to hit the object ball and also follow it. And for that, we need to hit it. If you look at the cue ball from the side, we're going to hit the cue ball a little bit above the center. Kind of give it a top spin so that it follows the object ball. Okay, and I'm going to first shot, follow shot. Here we go, object ball, cue ball. And again, we're going to aim above the center so that the cue ball follows it. Just like that. Here's another example. Again, we're aiming above the center. Boom. And the cue ball follows it. Okay, so that was an example of a follow shot. Next, I'm going to show you how to do a stop shot, where you basically hit with the cue ball the object ball, except you want the cue ball stop at that point where the object ball was originally. So for example, right here on the table, I hope you can see it, I drew that circle. So if we're gonna place the object ball here and the cue ball here, after I make my shot, I want the object ball go into the pocket and the cue ball stop right there. And I'll show you that shortly in an example. And again, in this example, you have to remember, we're always aiming for the center of the cue ball. So from the side, we're hitting it right in the center, maybe a little bit even below the center, so that it stops. As you can see, I did stop the cue ball in that circle. Let me show you another example. Stop shot. Again, we're aiming for the center. Boom, right there. And the cue ball stops in this area that we need. Lastly, for the third example, I'm going to use you how to draw the cue ball back. Okay, in this case, if you look at the cue ball from the side, you're gonna aim below the center as low as possible, okay? And you're gonna follow with the cue, and I'll show you in an example. Except you have to be careful, because what happens a lot of times, people scoop the cue ball and then it goes up, which is like, it's pretty much an illegal jump shot. So, and you end up shooting your ball in the wrong direction, okay? So with the draw shot, I consider it the most difficult one out of these three. You have to hit it below the center as low as possible, and you have to follow it with the cue. And also you have to remember, you have to use a lot of chalk. So let's get to it, I'll show you how to. So here's my object ball, here's my cue ball. I'm gonna hit the object ball, and after contact with it, this ball needs to come back, okay? Again, we're aiming below the center and we follow with the cue. So the shot is going to look like this. We're going to follow it to give it a backspin so that it comes back, okay? So let's do it. Just like that. Let's do another one. Object ball, cue ball. We use a lot of chalk. And we're going to aim below the center, and we're gonna follow it. Boom, cue ball comes back. Now the example that I was talking about, where you have to be careful, is so that you don't scoop. Here's an example of a scoop. That's wrong. In the next example, I'm gonna show you when do we really need to use the follow shot, right? So let's say we're playing stripes. We were on a full rack and we're left with the 9-ball and with the cue ball, right? So as you can see from this angle, you don't have a clear angle to play 8-ball, and also you still need to make the 9-ball in and then move to the 8-ball, right? So what would be a perfect shot here is that we're gonna give a top spin to the cue ball. We're gonna make that 9-ball in that pocket, and we're gonna end the cue ball. We're gonna stop the cue ball somewhere in this area so that we get a clear shot on an 8-ball, and we're gonna win the game, okay? So, as I said before, we're gonna use a top spin, except you have to be careful in this case so that it doesn't follow and doesn't go into the pocket. Otherwise, that's gonna be a scratch, okay? So let me show you how we're gonna do this here. Again, we're hitting above the center. Don't hit it too hard because it's gonna follow the 9-ball, okay? We want the cue ball to either stop somewhere here or go a little bit to the left, okay? Boom, follow shot. Cue ball ends up right there. And now we call 8-ball for the corner pocket. So you have a clear view on that. Boom, that's it, you win the game. So I'll show you when do we really need to use a stop shot on a cue ball, right? So again, let's assume you're playing stripes. You're only left with the 9-ball right there near the corner pocket, and the 8-ball is right there. So what we want to do here, normally you would play 9-ball in the corner pocket and you would finish the game by playing an 8-ball here, right? So in this case, you would need to, you have actually two options. You can either draw the cue ball back so that you're gonna play 9-ball in the corner pocket and you can throw the cue ball backwards. Except we have a problem here, 6-ball is here. So if you draw the ball here, it's gonna bounce off the 6-ball and go to the right. So a perfect thing here would be to play a stop shot where you play the 9-ball in the corner pocket, you stop the cue ball right there, and then you're gonna call the corner pocket for 8-ball and you're gonna finish the game just like that. So let's see how you do that. So we're aiming for the center, just like that, and then we're gonna call a corner pocket for 8-ball. Again, you can use a stop shot right there. Boom. And you win the game. Okay, so here's an example of when you would use a backward spin or draw shot on a cue ball, right? Let's say we're playing 8-ball game. Again, you're playing stripes, you're left with the 9-ball near the corner pocket, 8-ball is right there, or it can be there, it doesn't matter. And these are all solids, right? So if you wanna, normally you would call a corner pocket on a 9-ball, right? You would play 9-ball here, except we have to control the cue ball here and end it somewhere where it would work for us to finish the game by playing the 8-ball, right? So if we do follow shot, that's not an option really. We're gonna make the 9-ball, the cue ball is gonna go in, that scratch. Unless you're really careful with it and you can go off boom 1-2 or 1-2, but we're not gonna risk that. Stop shot, you make the cue ball, you make the 9-ball, cue ball stop somewhere here, you don't have a clear angle on the 8-ball. So the only option here would be, the only good option here would be a draw shot, right? So we're gonna play 9-ball in the corner pocket and we're gonna draw the cue ball back here so that we get a clear angle on the 8-ball to finish the game, right? So let's do that. Again, we're gonna hit the cue ball below the center as low as possible, and remember, we're gonna hit it and follow it. We're not doing this, we're not hitting it and pulling it back, but hitting it and follow it so that it, after contact with the 9-ball, this gets backspin and then ends up somewhere here, okay? So let's do that. Backward spin on a cue ball, Boom. Cue ball comes back. We call the middle pocket for the 8 ball. Again, this is an example of when you can use a stop shot so that you don't scratch it. Boom. That wasn't actually a stop shot, but... And that's it. Okay, everybody, so I hope you liked my demonstration of the 3 different shots: the follow, stop, and draw shot. If you have better suggestions, please leave your comments under this video, or if you have any new suggestions of what to show you or what type of trick shot to do, let me know. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Pool Life, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.